Absolutely destroy him. What were your initial thoughts when you first heard the Jiri news? I mentioned it in my video. Yeah, I was upset about it. I was upset, really upset about it. So that's that, I guess. It was annoying. But my second news, like when I thought about what it was, I thought it was USADA. They've got him. Like just after all of the tests and then like out of nowhere, he vacates his belt. That to me was like, oh, he's been cool and he doesn't want it to be known. Because TJ Dillashaw vacated his belt and then we found out about the tests. So I was like, fuck, man, that's unfortunate. Renato Moicano versus Michael Chandler is a fight I want to see. Thoughts? I'd go with Renato Moicano at this point, dude. I think Chandler would be winning and he'd make a stupid decision and get choked out. I don't think I can trust Michael Chandler with picking him to win at this point. When does Paddy fight a top 10 ranked guy? After he's fought a top 20 ranked guy, which is his next fight. I think Jared Gordon's like number 22, number 23 in the division. And then he'll fight a top 15 guy. Then he'll fight a top 10 guy. Let's face it, if he got given a top 10 guy after beating Jordan Levitt, people would complain that other people deserved it first. This is the normal progression of a fighter. Simple as that. Who wins in a heavyweight fight, Jon Jones or Israel Adesanya? Jon Jones would ragdoll him, dude. I just did a breakdown on my second channel of Israel Adesanya's grappling. Like, he has a lot of exploitable holes in that area. A lot of exploitable holes there. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate you, Brit Isley. How you see Jones versus Gane playing out? I think Gane would score Jones. I don't think Jones is as dominant in his wrestling offense as people make him out to be. I can really see Gane being too athletic for Jones to pin down on the canvas. I don't know if Jones's legs can carry a heavyweight frame effectively for 5 rounds. So do I think Jones would out-grapple him early on? Yeah, maybe, but eventually, I don't know. How does Jones take calf kicks against a heavyweight? He doesn't have the calves for it, you know? Poirier McGregor 3, that was a 2-round fight. Did you see Paulo Costa say the UFC tried to offer him 70 for 70 against Rob? He added the laughing emoji. I fucking highly doubt that. And to be fair, though, Costa hasn't had a lot of fights. I don't think he did get offered that. He got 100K to show against Marvin Vettori. So he definitely didn't get 70 for 70 against Whitaker after coming off of a win as well. I highly doubt that. He's lying. He's just trying to play up this whole anti-UFC thing. I like Paulo Costa, but he is waffling about that because he's fought for a belt. So you don't go to 70 after fighting for a belt unless you're a flyweight. Thank you for the $5, Adrian Rivera. My bad, didn't say anything earlier, Guru. No problem, dude. But I wanted to get your thoughts on this. The winner of Chandler and Masvidal should get that Conor fight. Yes. 170. That'd be an ideal situation. Especially if they could do it in like February and stay active. That'd be great. That'd be really, really good. Thank you for the $5, Lisa Riley. Do you ever sing that little song of yours in the shed that goes, I'd rather be so awesome than be so gay. I'd rather be so awesome every single day. Thank you for the $5, Lisa Riley. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think the winner of Chandler Masvidal should get that McGregor fight. But outside of that, Masvidal can get it anywhere from McGregor. You know what I mean? Like, Masvidal's still like near the top 10. Relevant name. Probably best he doesn't fight until then because he might lose. Yeah. Chandler's a good name for McGregor to fight, especially if he beats Masvidal. But he's not going to build up the fight in the build-up of the actual fight. Whereas Masvidal and McGregor are definitely going to have some heated moments backstage. You know what I mean? Thank you for the $5, Brit Isley. If you got to relive one moment from MMA history for the first time again, what would it be? Leon, KO, and Usman is too obvious. Low, I can't choose it. Relive one moment from UFC history. Probably McGregor Alvarez. There was just a magical hum in the air of that card. You know? Isley. Sorry. Britt Isley. There was just a magical vibe in the air of that card, if you remember it. It was just a really good night of fights. And it ended really well. So McGregor versus Alvarez was like really weird. There was a weird buzz to it. Respect to Jiri, but doesn't he lose pay-per-view points now? I think some way Jiri's brain wants him to lose the belt. So when he literally had mob ties, I know. I think Jiri's brain would do better knowing that he wasn't a champion coming back. You know what I mean? It would help him when he's sitting in his dark room. I find it kind of funny. Darren Till made a website and multiple instas just to troll Mike Perry and now gets annoyed at the trolling he's copying. He's copying, I know. Dude, Darren Till. That was actually such a fucking amazing time. Oh, I miss it, man. That was actually such a golden era of UFC because I remember waking up to full violence. Nowadays, you wake up to full violence and it says Jiri's vacating his fucking belt. You know? Oh, and by the way, Burns versus Magny got made. They're not doing the Masvidal fight. Oh, and by the way, this guy's fucking injured as well. But I remember a time where I'd wake up to an Instagram page and it would be Darren Till makes fuckmikeperry.com and has pictures of him and links it to him all the time. And it was just a great moment of memeage. Thank you for the 14 months of membership. Did you see Dustin post fighting a thrill in the agony? He's such a soy boy. Chandler did cheat, but he does go so far with the fucking gloating after a win. He's the worst graceful winner in the history of the UFC. Isn't Francis waiting out his contract to go and box? Who's going to fucking box Ngannou, dude? They're going to want to do Fury versus Usyk. This is what I was telling everyone so long ago about the Ngannou situation. He's not a big name. He's not going to sell millions of pay-per-views anywhere. He needs to be in the UFC and actually legitimize himself as a champion. This is his last fight with, you know what I mean? He needs to build up. He needs to get a big KO over Jon Jones and then start negotiating this. Thank you for the $5. Milan, Fabian, have you spoken to O'Malley's side since the diss about your critique? Shout out from Tampa, Florida. I spoke to Tim Welch on his live stream. He said it all got mixed up and confused and he still wants to have me on the podcast and stuff, but he hasn't invited me on the podcast, so I'm not going to do it unless he invites me. So if he wants to invite me, he can. I don't mind. I'm just not going to creep into his DMs begging for it, you know? Did you watch Thrill in the Agony? Is he going on about his leg again? Yeah, I did see it. It was more complaints about the leg than usual in that one. Pathetic, if you ask me. Absolutely pathetic. But yeah, I did see it. I also noticed, did anyone notice his gyno is more obvious in the Thrill in the Agony? I don't know why. But when the light was like beaming down on him as he was walking around backstage, you could really clearly see the gyno. You know? Like, Izzy's just a bit weird as a personality, though. Like, he walked into his locker room. Did you hear him? He went, and still. Yeah. And he started tensing. That's what we do. Like, you lost. Like, he really is delusionally twisting it in his head. You know? It's the weed. Okay. Here's the fakest of the fake. Yeah. You've probably answered this before, but how do you think Islam is going to best Volk? Points, submission, TKO? I think a strength-based submission or positional dominant-based submission in round 4. Arm triangle, Von Flu, rear naked choke, one of those. Conor return for February? No. Not February. Probably April. I reckon April. That's why they crammed 2 pay-per-views in March. And I reckon it's going to be Oliveira at lightweight as well. But is he even back in the USADA testing pool, though? That's the question. We don't know. 2 or the bang of poo. Okay. Leaving atop the cage, sussing smell bag, 2 on the cage next to me. He doesn't see me, yeah? I look back to cover my 6 and verify that 3 or 4 isn't there, yeah? They're not. Just a big security guy that's in all the movies. And a few refs. Lovely. Bang! Backhand through the head, Creambow present, yeah? Peekaboo number 2 or I smell poo. You absolute bottler. You're going to do an open hand slap when you meet again, yeah? You're not a free, yeah? Free is being able to stay in the fucking mountains of Dagestan with your family. Instead, you're in hotel rooms. Your kids and wife home alone. Wake up. There's some of the shit that he's saying. Michael Bisping impression while Adesanya's fighting. Oh my word! He's got a boob! He's not on roids! Is Robert Whittaker the true champ? Yeah, he beat Adesanya in the rematch. Which is why I don't like when people revisit Adesanya's championship reign. They always say he was just dominating everyone. No one could touch him. Like, Whittaker literally beat him, and he got robbed. You know what I mean? Thank you for the $2, Oddchamp. Aspen Ladd going to get KO'd in PFL. Why did Jiri vacate then, and Ngannou hasn't fought in 2 years and didn't vacate? He ain't the same savage samurai that Jiri is. And also, Jiri knows there's going to be at least 2 title fights, and they're not going to make someone defend the interim belt. So it's either he vacates it now on his own terms, or they strip him after they make another title fight before he comes back. They have to have a main event, so they have to have a belt on the line. You know? Stop sleeping with my wife. Okay. No, I'll continue. Pavlovich versus Ngannou prediction. Ngannou's Down syndrome. The most Chad move Jiri could have made. Yeah, it's just like they need a title on the line. If it's an interim belt for Blachowicz Ankalaev, cool. They can do that anyway. And they can still have Jiri as champ. But the fact is, even if that happens, they're going to be waiting like 8 months before a title defense. And Glover's going to get a title shot. So they'll have to have him defend the interim belt. And if they do that, they'll just make it the official belt and strip Jiri. So he's just getting in there first and vacating, basically. Yeah, it's a cool storyline at the end of next year. Jiri returning for the belt he never lost, yeah. I just feel like we've been robbed of so much Jiri. You know, even before he fought Glover in his title fight, he was out for like 1 year and 3 months or something like that from the Reyes fight. It was just like, he was out for a whole fucking year. And I was like, oh, man. We could have had like an extra 2 Jiri fights from that time till now. And we just got nothing. Like, we should have, honestly, ideally, we should have had Jiri versus Ankalaev. What we should have had. Jiri Prochazka versus, not Ankalaev, Jiri Prochazka versus Alexander Rakic is what we should have had. But it just never happened. Let's close this down. Do you think of Brendan Schaub's CBD oil? I think Brendan Schaub's just a hustler. You know, he hustles his way through life. And he's doing it. You know, he's trying to keep his fame, keep his popularity. To be fair, Food Truck Diaries is a pretty original idea of a show that, you know, gets a lot of good stuff out of the fighters a lot of the time in a relaxed environment and shit like that. But whatever, you know. I don't really give a fuck about Brendan Schaub. His content's pretty fucking drab. But I like the Food Truck Diaries thing. And he actually said he likes my content whenever Jesse on Fire brought me up. So. But he's 39, he's got kids, so he needs to hustle and do as much as he can. So you at least got to respect that he's trying to make some shmoney. I just don't understand how he has 1.2 million followers on Instagram. And when he posts that he has a show coming up, he has 400 likes on it. You know? Oh, he thick tour. 400 likes. Like, how can you sell out shows and actually make a living off of that? There must just be people out there in the world that just go to shows no matter who it is on like a regular basis, you know? And they don't even care that it's Schaub. They're just there to watch a show and he just happens to be there in front of them. Thank you for the $2. Big Baby Wolf. Have you ever watched Red Bar Radio? I have seen that guy. He's a weirdo, he is. I have seen some of his videos on YouTube. Not many, but I've watched him break down some moments of like podcasts and stuff like that. I think I watched him because I did a lot of watching of people watching the you know, Bill Burr, Theo Von's podcast was a fucking mess. I watched him break down that, I think. Thank you very much for the $2. Thank you for the $10. Jachin. You Greek warrior with that headset. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate you, Jachin. Thank you for the $10, good sir. Thank you. Thank you for the $2. Old man and me have almost asked Jack. Magny beats him. Oh, no, don't say stuff like that. Exactly, though. You know what I mean? We need to see him blossom a bit more as a fighter. I say give Jack Della Maddalena 2 more unranked opponents. What's the rush? Give him Alex Morono and then give him someone else who's unranked. That's what I'm talking about. You know? He beat Danny Roberts. So he doesn't get a ranked opponent. Let's give him Muslim Salikov and then give him Alex Morono. Or Alex Morono, then Muslim Salikov. Or Max Griffin, Muslim Salikov. Or Morono, then Max Griffin. 2 more fights. Get him in the rankings after that. And then he'll probably be a bit better. Give him another year to work on the wrestling. What's your take on Tony Ferguson when he was on a legendary 12-fight win streak? He was a beast. He was a monster. But he was not fighting wrestlers. And every time he did fight a wrestler, it was a bit of a problem with him. Like against Danny Castillo. He seemed to do well against strikers that had cardio problems. Pettis, Barboza, all those ones. Lando Venata. Yeah, I mean. Did you see Izzy making excuses on his way out of the fight with Volk? Yeah. No, the nerve just went dead in my foot. Yeah, it was on my nerve and the foot just went dead. Yeah. Yeah. And still. Good vibes, you know. We'll come back. He's just delusional about everything. Lewis himself. He did. Nate Diaz trying to fight a 5-year-old for calling him a fake gangster impression. What? I got kids. What? What's up? Say no, my face. What? You won't. That's what's up. Spivak looks like a monster from The Hills Have Eyes. He does. A little bit, yeah. Thank you for the $5 Canadian, person 1. There has to be UFC and execs and matchmakers tuning into your streams and vids. True. You practically do their job for them, Lamafeo. You think they listen in? I think certain managements watch my videos. Like when I made Operation Save Cody Garbrandt's career and made him fight Rani Yahya and said basically the whole video, only fight Rani Yahya to get a free win. And they tried to rebook it 2 times already, and they're probably going to rebook it again a 3rd time. I think his management definitely has seen the video. So yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Going to MMA Joey's stream, you know what? Fucking enjoy it, bitch. I'm off. Anyway, go to the main channel for a video breaking down the whole Jiri Prochazka situation of him vacating his title. That's taking off right now, gaining a whole bunch of viewership. It should be hitting about 35k views there over a day, which would be good. So go check that one out. Made a whole video on that. And also, go and check out a 2nd channel video that I made, guys. Anyone here? The MMA Guru Clips is my 2nd channel. I've been posting daily on that channel. And I posted one today as well, breaking down the wrestling of Adesanya and Pereira in their fight that they had. So go check it out. Yeah, the MMA Guru Clips. I've got a whole bunch of videos on there over the past couple of days. And they're all doing good. So I hope you guys enjoy them. Toodle pip. See you later. Goodbye. Thank you for the 15 months of membership, Colin A. Goat Juru. I appreciate your 15 months of membership, good sir. Thank you very much indeed. See you in a bit. Members, go to the community tab. Non-members, check out the video on this channel and the 2nd channel, which is the MMA Guru Clips. Just my channel with clips at the end of it. See you later. Goodbye.